Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about putting yourself out there. And our brain is a protection mechanism. The lizard brain, we like to call it, the amygdala, the very back of the brain, protected us when we were out on the Serengeti hunting mastodons. I may be mixing up my eras, but so that brain is designed to keep us safe. So me going and asking for a raise, very scary. In my brain, they're like, "Oh no, don't do that. That's too dangerous. You might. Well, what? What might you?" So, and that's what I wanted you to think about today. So, if you think about the scenario, asking for a raise, what's the worst possible thing that could happen? They just fire you on the spot. That could happen, okay? And so, by kind of going over these scenarios and going, what really? That's what's going to happen if I ask for a raise. They're just going to fire me on the spot, pack up my shit, leave. Probably not. Probably not. The worst in reality that they're going to do is say no. No raise. Okay? And so you're at the same place you were. You have a job, working for the same dollars per hour. So that's the thing. So you need to kind of coax your brain into going, you know what? What's the worst thing? They fire me. What's the next worst thing? More realistically, I don't get a raise. Okay? But we also want to be prepared for they say yes. Because first time I ever asked for a raise, I was pretty scared. I was like, you know what? I know I've really been useful. I know that people say that they appreciate me being in their office because I take care of so many other jobs that are not my jobs. And I was like, I'm going to ask for a raise because I know she won't fire me. I knew my manager pretty well. And I was like, she really can't afford to fire me. So what's she going to do? She'll say no, or, I do get a raise. So I asked her for a raise. She didn't even hesitate. She said, how much do you want? I said $1 an hour. She said, done. I was just like, okay, that's not that bad. But yeah, she never even paused. She's like, how much? And I was just like, oh, because with my childhood, I've always kind of undervalued myself. So it was really scary for me to do that. But by telling myself, you know what's the worst that could happen? She fires me. And I'm like, yeah, the reality of that is probably not. So I asked for my raise. I got my raise. And little did I know that one of my coworkers, that's sort of a middle management, she had told them already that I needed a raise. So I actually got $1.50 an hour raise. Someone had put me in for 50 cents. And so then when my manager went to put me in, she just upped it by another $1. So I actually got $1.50 raise because somebody else had been advocating on my behalf already, which I did not know. I would not have asked for $1 if I knew that. So, knowing your own value, and it's hard. It's hard to know what you're worth because you don't see yourself the way you other do. And again, the self voice in your head is like, well, you're not that fast, or, you're a little older, or you're inexperienced, whatever the crap it's telling you. So, today I just wanted to talk about that your brain will tell you stuff. It's scary. It's, oh, don't ask for a raise. That's oh my God, don't, that's too scary. Oh, you could die, and that's the thing. Your brain just doesn't really think about the realities of it. It's just like, scary, no, failure, stop, don't, because it's used to like berries. You find a berry to eat and your brain's like, oh, that's a new berry, don't eat that berry, you could die if you eat that berry. It's not, we don't need that brain anymore, but unfortunately it's still in there and we still need to deal with it. So today I just wanted to go over that, sometimes stepping out of our comfort zone is scary, but if we prepare ourselves for it, the worst, most horrible thing ever, like the planet crashes into the sun because whatever you wanted to do. In reality, that's then go the worst horrible thing ever, and then come back to reality and be like, you know what? Probably the worst thing they can do is say no, or they actually say yes, and then you get what you wanted. But go in from a position of strength. If they ask, why do you deserve a raise? Know why. I've always taken care of the office, supply orders. I clean up every time I'm in the kitchen. I take care of, customer complaints and make sure that everybody else has what they need. Just go in with a list of, this is what I've done beyond my job requirements. That, I deserve a raise. They may ask. My manager never even hesitated. I said, I would like to have a raise before I come back this next season. And she said, how much? And it all fell into place. So I've asked for one every single season since then. Sometimes I get a bigger raise, sometimes I get a smaller raise, but there's always a little step there. So the point I want you to take away from this is, don't let your brain, your lizard brain, talk you out of doing something that you know is what you want. Changing jobs, asking for a raise, asking somebody out. If you want to do it, go through the most horrible scenario ever. They throw a drink on you and they run out of the restaurant screaming. That probably is not going to happen. They're probably just going to say, no, I'm not that interested in you, or I'm already with somebody. So I guess the point is that pushing yourself a bit, if you know that you want it, kind of coax yourself through, the worst horrible ever thing. And then the reality factor of, well, probably it's just going to be a no, or I'm with somebody, or they could be like, sure, I've been looking at you. I've been waiting for you to ask. You never know. So this is Holly, and I will see you again next week. Thank you.